Do this quick test to determine if you're left brain or right brain dominant. So in the next photo that I show you, what is the animal that you immediately see? If the first animal you saw was a tiger, this means you're left brain dominant. Being left brain dominant means you're more inclined for logic, reason, facts, the scientific method. You think more linearly in cause and effect terms. If you first saw a monkey, this means you're more right brain dominant. Being right brain dominant means you're more inclined for the arts, creativity, you're a free spirit, and you use your emotions to drive most of your decision making.
I was today years old when I found out that someone tells you to break a leg before an audition because they hope you end up in a cast. A TV show pilot is called a pilot because it's the first time it's on air. This little piggy went to the market doesn't mean the pig went grocery shopping. It means the pig literally went to the market. Pinterest is called Pinterest because you pin your interest. When someone tells you to hold your horses, they're telling you to be stable. Like a stable holds horses. Sand is called sand because it's in between the sea and land. Sand. A division symbol is just a fraction with dots replacing the numerator and denominator. Did I just not know this?
It's called the circadian rhythm. Every day if you sleep at, for example, let's say 9:30. Every single day you go to sleep 9:30 and you wake up at 7, right? Then your body naturally at 9:30 will begin to release the hormones and stuff that make you sleepy. The day, even if it's a single day, that you don't sleep exactly around 9:30, say for example you sleep at 12:30 that day, your brain will think, oh no, I'm in danger. Something probably went wrong, which is probably why I'm not sleeping right now, because I'm probably avoiding some kind of danger. So I won't let you sleep properly, and I'll make sure you sleep less so you wake up to make sure that you're still safe. So that's why regulation is key.
If your acne is on this part of your face, this is why. Your forehead means you are not sleeping enough. Fix that sleep schedule, baby. In between your eyebrows, trust me on this, it is from eating like shit. If you want to clear it up, eat clean, no junk food. Acne on your cheek is usually from being stressed. That, or you could be holding your phone up to your face, maybe you're sleeping on a dirty pillow, lots of things. Your chinny chin chin is typically just hormonal imbalance. So ladies, if it is Mother Nature's turn to come see you, that is probably why you're breaking out there.
Next time you lose your car keys, here's how you can get it started. And all you need is a quarter. Hold the quarter against the keyhole for 5 seconds. The metal in the quarter actually reacts to the car's computer and allows it to start.
Welcome to Caps or Fact, where we test TikTok trends to see if they're real or bullshit. So hold the quarter up to here for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing. Obviously, as you can see, it's bullshit. So follow so you never have to wonder if something's real or fake on TikTok again.
Interviewer, you mentioned in your resume that you're creative. Me, yes. What do you create? Problems. Why does it seem like people with no job have the most fun? Like, who is paying? Do you ever pull out your phone to check the time, but you have to do it again because you forgot to look at the clock? It's just stupid. Women, communication is key. Men, what's wrong? Women, nothing. Good night. Okay, facts. I want a husband. I'm tired of telling 20 guys. Oh my God. Coughed in public and 4 people turned around. The fuck is this? The Voice? True. Them. It's not even that cold. Stop being dramatic.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew. Part 16. Kangaroos are absolutely terrifying, and if you mess with one, it will likely lure you into the water and attempt to drown you. There's an abandoned Disney park that you aren't allowed to go to, and it was shut down in 1999 because it was infested with free-roaming alligators. The animals were being abused, and an 11-year-old boy died from a flesh-eating bacteria found in the park's waters. In the movie The Wizard of Oz, the lion's costume was made out of a real skinned lion. This is the John Lawson house. No one knows who lives there, but every single day, there are several female mannequins sitting on the front porch wearing a variety of clothing. Their positions and outfits change daily, and many believe this is meant to convey some sort of message. And in 1871, a train crash took place just 200 feet away from the home, killing 22 people. and these mannequins are always pointing toward the crash.
These are disgusting facts about humans that you probably didn't know that will make you wish you never watched this video. If you eat fast food, last year alone you consumed at least 12 public hairs. Ugh! Your fresh pee is actually cleaner than your spit. Ugh! The dust under your bed, yeah, that's actually dead skin. Right now, as we speak, you have tiny parasites living in your eyelashes. Ugh. Your fingers actually have no muscles. All the muscles are in your palm and your forearm. How are they moving? You could fill an entire bathtub with the amount of saliva that you produce each year. Huh? The germs in your poo could pass through up to 10 pieces of toilet paper. Yo, humans are gross.
History you were literally never taught in school. Do you know the name of the richest person in history? No, not him. His name was Mansa Musa, and he had a wealth that nobody could fully comprehend. He was born in 1280 into a family of rulers. He inherited the kingdom of Mali and grew it by over 24 cities, including Timbuktu, and over half the world's gold. At one point, he went on a journey to Mecca. He took 60,000 people with him. That was a small city. He stopped in Cairo along the way for 3 months, and he spent so freely of his gold, gave so much of it away, it actually destabilized the local economy for 10 to 12 years. On his return from Mecca, he turned Timbuktu into one of the leading educational centers. He created the University of Sankore, which became one of the leading intellectual institutions of learning in the Muslim world.
Did you know, in the movie Ratatouille, when Anton Ego is eating Remy's food, and throughout the duration of the film, he is a very skinny guy. But at the end of the movie, he appears a little more bulkier because of his famous saying, "If I don't like it, I don't swallow it."
Things that almost no humans can do, part 14, and if you can, then you're bloody weird. This one requires very flexible fingers and only 3% of humans could actually do this. It's called the finger twist. Direct this video if you can do it.
Psychology facts about friendship that you probably didn't know. Number 1, humans only need 2 close friends that they can trust, otherwise having too many friends is linked to depression and stress. Number 2, the human mind can only maintain complete trust once for each person. That means once it's broken, it can never be the same. Number 3, research has proven that people look more attractive in a group than they do individually. Number 4, the friendship aspect of a marriage is what causes it to last for a long time, hence why they say marry your best friend. Number 5, not having any friends at all is extremely dangerous to your health. And lastly, number 6, research has revealed that whenever you gain a new romantic partner, you may lose 2 of your closest friends. Oh, and like for part 2.
Did you know that in Back to the Future, made in 1985, when Marty is first meeting up with the Doc to see the DeLorean, he's meeting up at Twin Pines Mall. But later in the movie, when Marty's coming back from the past, we can see that the mall has changed to Lone Pine Mall. Right there. So we have Twin Pines Mall and Lone Pine Mall. But that's not a mistake. Because when Marty first went back to the past, he ran over one of these pine trees, which is where the mall would eventually be built. So Marty ran over the pine tree, which turned it into Lone Pine Mall when it was originally Twin Pines Mall.
Tell me about a food in your country that would scare many foreigners. I'm Jamaican and this is the ackee, one of the most poisonous fruits in the world. Eating this can give you the Jamaican vomiting sickness, which can lead to coma or death. We love it. It's our national fruit and we have it for breakfast.
Blood-curdling facts that you wish you never knew, Part 5. Despite if you're using incognito mode, Wi-Fi routers actually keep logs of what websites you visit, and the owner of the router can check this whenever they want. So hopefully you don't have anything to hide. A woman in Russia had a shit ton of twins, triplets, and quadruplets with the same man, totaling to 69 children. Nice. Tarantulas taste like shrimp. According to some cannibals, the most delicious part of the human body is the eyeball, and they especially like licking them. The skin on your lips is the same skin that's on your butthole. Dolphins sometimes bite off the head of a fish and masturbate into the decapitated body. A bubble caused by false vacuum decay could be growing through our universe right now, destroying everything it touches, and we would have no idea because it travels at the speed of light. 2020, please no.
Possums are the only marsupial in the United States. Their body temperature is too low to get rabies. It's very rare that they get rabies. They're the only mammal in the United States that has 50 teeth. They carry their babies in a pouch. And they're immune to venomous snake bites. But this is a boy.
Okay, listen. People don't appreciate the difference between a million and a billion. Okay, I did the calculations myself. A million seconds accounts for about a week and a half. Okay, a billion seconds is 32 years long. That's crazy. Okay, let's put this into further context. Okay, if you want to be a millionaire, I can give you $5,000 a day for 6 months, and you'd be a millionaire. If I give you $5,000 a day for 547 years, then you would be a billionaire.
3 times Coyote Peterson medically couldn't give a fuck. Number 1, he let bullet ants bite him. Bullet ants are named after the fact that if enough bite you, you're going to wish you had a bullet to end your suffering. On the Schmidt's sting pain index, the bullet ant came at a 4, which was the highest possible number an animal could get. Sting causes, and I quote, waves of burning, throbbing, and all-encompassing pain for 24 hours. That's 86,400 seconds of hell that this man put himself through. I think I would have preferred an actual bullet. Number 2, he got stung by an executioner wasp. You gotta have balls of brass to mess with something with executioner in its name. If you watch the video, Mr. Coyote took one sting and then dropped to the ground screaming and writhing in pain. It was at this moment that I forgot I was watching a nature documentary and thought I was watching a snuff film because it looked like he was on his way to God. He described the sting as feeling like flesh being pulled back. Man's maims himself for entertainment while I sit in front of a green screen in my room. It's levels to this. Number 3, he took a sting from a giant desert centipede. In case you didn't know, that is bad. Its venom can cause tissue death and deterioration. A scale from getting left on red to seeing her post another guy on Instagram, there's no sting worse than this one. It was actually so bad that he had to cut the cameras because his soul was leaving his body. Hate to see it.
What's a random historical domino effect you absolutely love?
Here we go! September 11th, 2001, Gerard Way was on a ferry in New York City and witnessed the Twin Towers collapse. Trauma regarding the incident inspired him to create the band My Chemical Romance and its whole aesthetic. Stephanie Meyer was inspired by Gerard Way, My Chemical Romance, and their whole aesthetic to write Twilight. It's confirmed. E.L. James started writing Twilight fanfiction because people write fanfiction about popular media. That fanfiction inspired 50 Shades of Grey. The 9/11 attacks directly caused the writing of 50 Shades of Grey.
Filmmaking facts that you probably don't know, part 12. When you see a brand show up in a big Hollywood film, even for just 2 seconds, there's actually a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes that involves contracts and rules. A good example for this is Apple. Apple has a strict rule that villains in movies are not allowed to use Apple products. So if you're watching a movie and you're trying to figure out who the bad guy is, or if you think that a character is going to turn into a bad guy and then that character uses an iPhone or any Apple product, spoiler alert, that character is not the villain. Nice!
What school lunches look like around the world. A typical Italian school lunch has fresh fish. It also has pasta with tomato sauce and salad. You'll also get bread and grapes for dessert. In France, the typical school lunch has steak, carrots, and green beans. For dessert, you'll have cheese and fresh fruit. In Ukraine, the average school lunch has sausages and mashed potatoes. You'll also have cabbage and a pancake for dessert. In South Korea, the average school lunch has fish soup and also tofu. There's also rice and fresh vegetables.
Sometimes I speak aggressively on accident, like, damn, I didn't even mean to come at you like that. Truth. I don't understand people who do things on weekends. You just did things all week. What's next? More things? That's how they get you. I love how coffee tricks you into thinking that you're in a good mood for like 32 minutes. Facts. Napping together is a date. I don't care. Imagine being friends with me for more than 2 years and still believing my I'm leaving in 5 minutes text. See you. Sometimes I shock myself with the smart stuff I say and do. Then there are times when I try to get out of the car with my seatbelt on. Facts. How do you describe college? I'm teaching myself a class that I'm paying for. Double facts. I love getting cute morning texts like your order is I'm done about.
Okay, if you want to be absolutely unforgettable and you want to make the greatest first impression ever, you need to do these 7 things. And these 7 things are actually facts because it was proven through research at the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Number 1, be optimistic. The human brain is literally wired to be negative and see everyone as a threat. So if you come on in meeting a new person and you are so positive and bubbly, they're gonna feel like they connect with you. Damn, they never gonna forget you. Number 2, eye contact. So important. Within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, if you're making eye contact and you guys are talking, looking at each other, your bodies are naturally gonna release dopamine, and bam! You have a connection. Number 3, whether it's your first time meeting or your 60th time meeting, if you do something that is very unexpected of you, people are gonna remember you because you're spontaneous. And as humans, we crave that feeling. I'm sorry I can't fit it all. Please like for part 2.
So, my parents are slave owners. Let me explain. Growing up, we were always taught that slavery was a race issue. You know, white people using black people as slaves or other people of color. We never once realized that it could possibly be a class issue. So in Haiti, we have these people called the list avec. And what a list avec is basically when your family is too poor, so they send you off to live with a richer family. What usually happens is that you live with that family and you're basically their slaves until you can have enough money to leave the house. But a lot of times what ends up happening is that most of those families do not send the list avec to school, therefore they do not end up getting a job in the future. And they end up staying until they're like old and usually even passed down to their families. Lord, it's sounding so much worse when I say it out loud. I'm running out of time, but let me know if you guys want more detail.
The human body cannot do these 3 things. 1, you cannot keep your eyes open when you sneeze. And 2, you cannot stick out your elbow and touch it to your chin. And 3, even though it seems crazy, you cannot stick out your tongue and breathe out your nose at the same time. It's amazing but true. And hey, put your tongue back in your mouth. You look like an idiot doing that.
Dogs that could end humanity if they wanted to. These are cane corsos. I want to just ask y'all something. Imagine you tell your dogs to sit and they look at you like this. What's your next move? Personally, if a dog looked at me like this in my own home, guess what? It's his house now. I just pay rent. All dogs matter, of course, but at what point do I just call this a bear? They were originally bred as guard dogs. So my question is, what exactly are they guarding you from? Death itself? Oh, wow. Clifford wasn't the only one running these streets. The kangaroo was bred in Turkey to protect livestock from wolves, bears, and jackals. In Kenya, they fended them against lions. I want to talk about pit bulls so bad, but if this guy snaps, it's going to be a bad day for everyone. Also, they're believed to have the strongest bite force of any dog at 743 pounds per square inch. Also, they're really gentle with kids, which is a good thing, but it also tells me that they know how powerful they are. They just hold back. This dog doesn't seem so bad, but it was bred to hunt bears, moose, and wild boars. And in case you forgot, that's what a boar looks like. And if they can take this down, I don't think you with a rolled up newspaper is going to do a whole lot of damage. You really got this bear doing the dash like Stacy. This is the type of dog where if he sits on my couch, I'm getting off the couch and sitting on the floor out of respect.
If you find a cookie under your doormat, call the cops immediately. Home invaders will put a cookie right there under your doormat, and then they will come back in a day or so to check on it. What they're looking for is if the cookie is still whole or if it's been crushed. If it's been crushed, that means someone's been coming in and out of the house. If it's whole, that means no one's been using that door to come in and out of the house, which gives home invaders the green light to say, hey, no one's here, let's rob this place. This is mainly for people who enter their house through one single door. Regardless, if you ever see this, call the cops immediately. Be safe out there, folks.
Did you know that in Baby Driver, made in 2017, the producers made it so that when you watch the film with headphones, every time you see Baby wearing only one of his headphones, you'll be able to hear the song he is listening to in that ear only.
Some of you are missing this muscle called palmaris longus. It could be in your right arm and not in your left, or in your left arm and not in your right. Or you could be missing both of them or have both of them in your arms. So let's show a test to see if you have palmaris longus. So for this first test, you're going to take your arm and your hand and you're going to rest them on a flat surface. Then you're going to make a fist and then you're going to flex. And when you see this tendon pop up, that tells you you have a palmaris longus. Now, to make it a more definitive test, take your ring finger and your thumb, smash them together as hard as you can, and then flex. And you should be able to feel 2 tendons popping out. If you only have 1 tendon, you might be missing palmaris longus.
Interesting facts about our queen. She has 2 birthdays because apparently royal birthdays are celebrated twice if they don't naturally fall in the summer. If you say so, Queenie. The Queen doesn't need a passport to travel or a driving license to drive. Road trip! Someone plays the bagpipes outside her bedroom window every weekday at 9 AM, acting like a human alarm clock. Thank you, Ross, we are awake. The Queen's first dog was called Susan. Imagine yelling that in the park. Susan! Also, the Queen bred the first ever dorgy, and I think you'll agree we all need one immediately. In the 80s, an intruder managed to break into Buckingham Palace and get into the Queen's bedroom, and they had a very pleasant 10-minute conversation before she called security. I really like your bedclothes, Your Majesty. The Queen technically owns every swan that swims in British waterways. Is everything okay there, Cynthia? She has her own personal poet, yes, personal poet, named Simon. Finally, Brazil once gifted her some sloths. Last minute panic buy much?